So how well do you know RV anatomy? If you're a new owner or considering buying your first RV, you need to know some critical terms. Not only will they help you maintain your RV and protect your investment, but they'll also ease your learning curve, just really helping you truly relax and enjoy your first camping adventure. So let's begin with the structure. Every RV starts with a chassis. This is going to be the frame, the tires, axles, suspension, and going to be your engine for motorhomes that everything else essentially is going to sit on. This is the machine space, so to speak. Now the house is going to be the structure that's built on top of the chassis. This is going to include your floors, sidewalls, your front and rear caps, and your roof. The house is essentially going to be your living space. Slide outs, also known simply as slides or slide rooms, are going to be the motorized wall sections that actually extend out to expand the interior living space. All towable campers and some motorhomes are going to be equipped with stabilizing jacks or a leveling system, and there are some rare models that feature both. Both systems essentially feature legs that extend from the chassis to the ground, usually at the front and the rear, just to provide additional points of contact that make the RV more stable when parked. However, here's how they differ. So stabilizing jacks, just what these are meant to be extended until they touch the ground, but no further. They are not meant to lift the camper off the ground whatsoever. Leveling systems, however, while they still extend to the ground, they will raise and lower the RV front, back, left, right to provide leveling and stabilization. Found on all towable campers besides fifth wheels, the tongue jack raises or lowers the front of the trailer for connecting to a tow vehicle's hitch, as well as adjusting the trailer's front to back level. Specific to fifth wheels, the pin box is the hitch box secured to the underside of the chassis' upper deck. It's going to include the kingpin that secures the fifth wheel hitch for safe towing. The underbelly is going to be the underside of the chassis. Now, some manufacturers actually include underbelly enclosures, which are typically semi-rigid panels, to provide some additional weather and road protection for systems like your holding tanks, plumbing lines, and electrical wiring. And those critical components make up the basic structure of most campers. But now, let's talk about what powers them. When it comes to towable campers, they're going to have house, also known as coach batteries, which are typically located on the tongue of the trailer or in a storage compartment. These batteries provide 12-volt power to the RV's lights as well as 12-volt appliances. Now, while motorhomes have house batteries, they also have engine batteries that specifically provide the starting amperage for the engine, along with other critical chassis components. Let's talk about the difference between a converter and an inverter. So all RVs are going to be built with a factory-installed converter. A converter turns AC shore power into DC power to charge your batteries. Now, many RVs are now prepped for an inverter if it's not included from the factory. An inverter converts DC battery power to AC, allowing you to use compatible appliances and properly wired outlets when you aren't plugged in. Also, if we drop down this panel right here, similar to a house, you'll have breakers that control the heavy-duty AC appliances, like an air conditioner or microwave. You'll also have fuses, like in a car, that protect the DC system. That'll be things like your lights, your water pump, and fans. Every RV has an electrical panel with breakers and fuses, and again, they're normally in a panel like this for easy access and troubleshooting. Okay, let's talk solar panels and charge controllers. So solar panels are typically roof mounted from the factory, and charge controllers are typically mounted on an interior wall or in a basement compartment are now standard on a lot of RVs. Now from the factory, most solar packages are designed to provide trickle charging that helps protect your battery from draining too far while in storage. Most systems require battery upgrades, the installation of a capable inverter, and the addition of extra panels to truly extend off-grid capability. Okay, next let's talk about some of the basics of your water and plumbing systems, starting with the holding tanks. So mounted underneath the chassis, most RVs have at least 3 holding tanks. Your fresh, of course, for fresh water. Then you're going to have gray water, which will be for your sinks and showers, and then black, which will be water from your toilets. Their varying capacities are going to dictate how long a given RV can go between visits to the dump station for tank emptying. But how do you get water into the RV? Well, it's essentially going to be 2 different methods. The first is if you're going somewhere where you don't have water hookup, you need to put water into the freshwater tank. To do so, you're going to take a potable or drinking water hose, hook it up to a spigot, then take the other end and place it right in here to fill up your fresh tank. Once it's full, water will shoot out of this little vent. Now, if you're going to a site where you have water hookup, then you're going to take your potable water hose, hook it up to the spigot at the campsite, hook it up right here to your city water connection, and that will give you water essentially on demand. Okay, now let's talk about the gate or dump valves and tank terminations. So located downstream of the gray and black holding tanks, the tank termination is essentially going to be this round opening covered by this cap right here. You'll take this cap off and then you will connect a sewer hose using the proper fittings to empty out your tanks. The gate valves are located here, and you'll notice these with the T-handled levers. These control the flow of waste from the tanks once the hose is secured and properly routed to a dump station. So even when camping with full hookups, these valves should always stay closed until it's time to actively empty the tanks. And here's a pro tip. You always want to empty the black tank first, followed by the gray. Okay, let's talk low point drains. So most campers are built with at least 3 low point drains. 2 of them are going to be the lowest plugs in your plumbing lines, right? So you'll have your hot and cold respectively. The third is going to be the lowest point in your freshwater holding tank. All 3 are going to be in place to help you gravity drain as much water from the potable water system as possible, helping to minimize the chances of microbial formation, leaks, and freezing in cold temps. Okay, let's talk about water heater bypass valves. Now, they're generally going to be specific to traditional tank-style water heaters like this one, and some tankless models as well. But a bypass valve is generally located on the back of the heater inside, sometimes requiring the removal of a panel for access. Now, this valve diverts water around the heater, and it's going to be crucial for winterizing to avoid filling the heater's tank with antifreeze. Some fifth wheels will have the valve located on an outside panel, making it a lot easier to use and operate. And finally, we'll wrap up this anatomy lesson with propane in basic heating and cooling systems. So let's get into it. LP, which stands for liquid propane, is going to be the fuel source for your appliances like your stovetop, water heater, and furnace. DOT certified LP bottles, also known as cylinders, are found on towable campers like this one, usually on the tongue or in a small exterior compartment. The capacities typically range from about 20 to 40 pounds. Now, ASME certified LP tanks are found on motorhomes. These are usually mounted to the chassis and typically offer much higher propane storage capacities. Now, the furnace on an RV is generally going to be your primary source of propane burning heat. Locations are going to vary by RV type and floor plan, but the furnace is typically found by either locating the access panel and or the vent on the outside or the return air grill on the inside. Now, when it comes to air conditioner units, most RVs feature either roof or wall mounted units. Now, the systems can vary from ducted to non-ducted, and larger RVs these days typically have multiple roof-mounted units to provide zoned interior cooling. Of course, these are going to be the basics, and there's a lot more to dive into. So make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you know when we drop our next RV tutorial.